Sorry about that. The insurance company called. But every day, this president has been bombarded by lies, deception. Somewhere you have to ask yourself, why would Donald Trump ever run for president? Well, he already had all the power, had all the fame, had all the money. Why would he want to live a perfect life and come into politics? Because he believes that he is America's last hope. And seeing of just how bad and what these people are capable of to try to unseat a duly elected president is a pretty scary thing. Start getting some definitions of what's happened. And this Democratic Party went all out to try to pull a coup. A coup, they tried to unseat a sitting president. And it goes back to the Russian collusion. They knew that Hillary Clinton had paid for that dossier. They knew it. Schumer knew it. Pelosi knew it. They knew that was paid for by Hillary Clinton. Knew there was no truth to it. They knew it. They ran with it hoping that the lie would become truth. And just on and on and on over the last 3.5 years of constantly bombarding the public and bombarding the president, that what could he have accomplished if they'd have just left him alone? Didn't have to help him, didn't have to support him, but just stay out of his way. But they weren't going to do that. They intentionally tried to unseat a sitting president, and that's called a coup, and that's illegal. Now, it's not just winning the president, it is winning the Congress and the Senate. It's time this country, we've got everything sitting here ready to go. And we continue to allow Democratic leaders that are mayors and governors to keep the brakes on. And they have comments from teachers associations across the land. We can't do anything until after the election. Why? Because they are betting that Donald Trump loses. So they are willing to take our school system, our economy, and everything and keep it barely moving until after the election. That's how bad. People are hurting. People are going through some horrible stuff. And the Democratic Party and what they control is willing to allow it to sit here and run at idle, knowing in order to be full throttle. That's what's happening. And as a believer, you cannot vote for these people. We have people sitting in the pews at churches across our nation who say they are Democrats. The fact that Democrats support this abortion on demand, you need to understand what they're supporting. They're supporting not just an abortion, but abortion at 9 months. An abortion that a day before the baby's going to be born, you can go have an abortion and murder that baby. It would be, for whatever reason, if that baby was born and it's 2 days old and that mother throws it in a garbage can, it dies, you want to prosecute her for murder, which she should be. But yet, if she had just a few days before, if she'd have went to the abortion clinic and murdered the baby, it would be the exact same thing, but that's okay. No, it's not okay. These babies, we cannot imagine, I think it's 60 million lives have been murdered. You can't imagine how many presidents and how many composers and how many great teachers and how many wonderful military men and women have been murdered because the Democrat Party said it's okay when it's not. Let me talk to these mothers, if anybody has to be listening. If you've made it 9 months, you've already got the stretch marks. People, I don't want to have a baby because of all the changes it has to my body. If you've made it 6, if you've made it 9 months, there's thousands upon thousands of families begging to adopt these babies. Don't murder them. Don't murder. You said, well, abortion's not murder. Abortion's murder. You took a life that could have survived outside of your womb and you let a doctor go in. Watch an abortion. When they go up to murder the baby will move away because it knows that foreign object is not supposed to be up there. That baby will move on that monitor. You watch that. And if you're cold-hearted enough to do it, something's wrong. But these babies are being murdered, and the Democrat Party's been the head of it. And it's high time that America brings the abortion mills to a halt. It's high time that money quits being funded to Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is nothing. And here, I remember what Hillary said in 2016 when she was running. Well, Planned Parenthood puts a lot of money toward women's health and toward them getting checked out for this. That's a lie. Majority of the money goes to those abortion mills, and she knew it. She knew it was a lie when she said it. She didn't care. You have to come to a revelation that we've all missed it. I'm not anybody's judge. I've missed it big time myself. But today is the only thing we can do different. We can't change yesterday. And today and going forward, come to a revelation that as believers, we're going to stand before God and give an account. And these people we put in office, knowing they were murdering these babies, knowing these underhanded things they were doing, knowing everything Barack Obama did. For the ones who voted for him, you're responsible. And this guy done some bad stuff. And I don't have anything against somebody's nationality or color or what. That's nothing to me. He was just a horrible president. Understand this, it is not a myth. He went into Iran and delivered pallets of money in the middle of I'm talking about billions of dollars to Iran. Instead of standing up to them and putting a stop, they knew they were messing around with nuclear weapons. They knew what they were doing, and they tried to buy them off. You cannot negotiate with terrorists. And fast forward to today, the Democrats are the one funding. Look at what's going on. Don't just watch the news. Get in there and start finding out for yourself. Our want-to-be vice president, what's her name, Camilla? Our want-to-be vice president has been raising money to get these people out of jail once they've been arrested for shooting at the police or shooting the police or whatever it was. She's raising big money to get these people out of jail so they can get back out on the street and start doing chaos again, start rioting again. She is raising money. Check it out. It's not a lie. It's not something I made up. She is literally raising money to get these terrorists back out on the streets. So the Democrat Party is promoting these riots. The Democrat Party is the one signing off on these strongholds in these towns that the people want it gone. Just now, you're noticing that they're starting to say something about the riots. You know why they're saying something? Because they're losing in the polls. They're looking at the polls. They don't care about none of this. They don't care about you. They're looking at the polls and they see they're beginning to lose the election. So only now you realize that the whole convention, they never mentioned the riots. They never mentioned these police officers who had been murdered. They never mentioned any of this through all their convention. But boy, they're talking about it now. Why? because the report is coming in and they're losing the election, and the polls are saying the people are sick of it. And that's why now, and only now, are they beginning to speak up and say, we need to stop these riots. They could have stopped the riots all along. They promoted it because they thought, people and their peaceful protest, we're America. That is fine. These have not been peaceful protests. These have been riots to destroy people's homes and destroy people's lives and destroy people's businesses. And the Republican Party is responsible for every stinking bit of it. They are promoters of this. They are promoters. The Black Lives Matter. Black people know that Black Lives Matter nothing to do with black people. It's nothing but a terrorist organization to try to promote their views in a political season. Black Lives Matter is nothing but a terrorist organization. And I'm going to tell you something. We are beginning to educate ourselves. Most black people are not on what Black Lives Matters is doing. When you start looking into these shootings, and I'm telling you, 99.9% of cops are excellent. But we're beginning to see that even these shootings, there were far more to it than what was told. But the Democrat Party come out and condemned it immediately without any proof, without any knowing anything about the details. They come out and condemned it immediately. And now we're finding out, wait a minute, the guy had a gun. Wait a minute, we find out he had a knife. We're finding out, wait a minute, one of the guys, he raped a woman in front of her children, and she'd called the law, and they'd come in to get him, and he's going crazy, and we're having riots over that garbage? Come on, people. The right's right, but that don't make any sense. So we're in election time. We'll be talking about this over the next month. Hopefully we'll be able to do one of these every day. Hopefully it's not just my opinion. Check it out. It's truth. Check out what I'm telling you. I'm not making this up. The Democrats are promoting these riots. The Democrats are only pulling back right now because it's hurting them in the polls. Give us a shot. Come together. We don't want to go down this road of socialism. So come together, give Trump 4 more years. Come together and let's give the Congress back to control of the Republicans. Let's keep the Senate in control of the Republicans. And then we're going to put the pressure on that the Republicans are going to start backing up Donald Trump. This man has done excellent for our nation. He's done excellent for Israel. He's done excellent for the economy. He's done excellent for our military. I do not see all this hate going on for this one man. It don't make any sense. Other than this coup that the Democrat Party's tried to do. This coup that the news cycle that all these media outlets, CNN, CNBC, ABC, all these, they're all in together of their agenda is to destroy this president. I don't understand. But especially for the working person, Donald Trump's made this statement, the only thing standing between them getting to you is me. And you start watching, you're going to find out he's telling the truth. So let's give Donald Trump 4 more years. Let's get this thing behind us. And let's begin to educate, not just in the schools, but let's begin to educate at home. Start teaching your kids your history. Start telling them about your experiences. Start telling them about your America. Because I promise you, they're not getting that knowledge in school. So hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless. Thanks.